Hi everyone, I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back to all of my subscribers. Today we are going to be doing, finally, I'm so excited, the unboxing of both the Ethereal Visions Luna Edition and the Dreamscape Oracle by Matt Hughes. The Luna Edition was an indie deck that got picked up. If you saw my Ethereal Visions flip through, it's kind of the same concept, but more diverse. And I'm so excited. I've been so excited for this for a long time. I've been hoping it's going to be picked up for a long time. And it's finally here. So let's talk about it. So these are both you can get these at USA Games, but they are created by Matt Hughes. As I mentioned before, there is an Ethereal Visions Tarot. This one is the Luna Edition. So let's go ahead and look at the tarot deck, and we will be back later to talk about the Oracle deck. I'm going to go ahead and get this open and we can talk about the box. This is a high foil deck. If you are familiar with Ethereal Visions, this is not to anyone's surprise. You can see all of that beautiful foiling on the front, on the top, on the bottom, and on both sides. Quite lovely. And then on the back, it just has the information about the deck, the name, the author, the publisher, which is USA Games, and just information about the deck. This currently retails on USA Games for $26.95. But of course, keep track of USA Games stuff because they tend to have some deals every once in a while. But this is really exciting. It has the standard thumb holes here so we can pull the deck out. And let me go ahead and get this open. Let's move this to the side. The inside of the box is quite simple, nothing to really write home about. It's a little bit of a lighter weight box, but not too bad at all. Just know that if you're gonna travel with this, the foiling will get scratched up. It just kind of is what it is. If you're okay with that. Otherwise, I recommend putting the deck in a deck bag or a travel box, something separate of this. So here we have the deck all wrapped up 100% in cellophane instead of a sleeve, and then here is the guidebook. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this off to the side and let's check out the guidebook. If you saw my Ethereal Visions flip through, they really stepped up their game for this guidebook. I guess they realized like that was the worst guidebook I've ever seen in life, and we're like, oh, we should probably step up our game, because one, it's bound, it's not stapled together, and it has an illustrated, it's actually all colored all the way through. So I'm so excited about this. I'm stupidly excited. So let's go ahead, look at what we have. The pages are thick too. That's why she's thick. We have our table of contents, introduction, spreads, major arcana, minor arcana, and then the about the creator. So I'm going to just skip through the beginning part. It kind of just has like a lot of the normal frou-frou tarot stuff, like tarot is a portal, cleansing your deck, getting to know your deck, blase blase. And then here we have the spread. So it explains single card spreads, 2 card spreads, 3 card spreads, and then gives you standard examples of some of them: past, present, future, energy, action, advice, present, challenge, breakthrough. And then we get into the spreads that are meant or created specifically for this deck. We have the illuminated Luna spread, and this is a 5-card spread where things feeling stagnant, what major blocks are making itself known, that kind of thing. And then we have a finding balance spread. This is a 7-card spread. I kind of like this, where the concept is place 3 cards on the left side to indicate where you're putting too much time and energy, and then 3 cards on the right to indicate where you're not putting enough time and energy. And then the center card, the card in the middle, is how you can bring the 2 sides into balance. There's a notes section here for some reason. These pages, let's see if you can see that. They're coated. They're not like regular paper. So I'm not sure why I would put notes in here. I mean, I guess if you like to change up spreads a little bit to make them more your own, you can do that, like mark down notes. But I feel like it would just smudge. So here we get into the Major Arcana. And it looks like, oh, I absolutely loving the layout of this book. Might become my new favorite book over the Game of Thrones Tarot. Check that out. The only difference is the Game of Thrones Tarot is thinner, so it's more concise, and it's not colored, but it's hardbound, so it travels well. So the Major Arcana have 2 pages. They have a full spread dedicated to the Major Arcana. Left side is fully illustrated with the image of the card. The right side has the information about the card. So it's numbered, has the name of the card, the astrological correlation, which I really like because I'm very bad at that. So that's one of the few things that I'll go to a guidebook to look at. It has like the flowery description here, just an explanation of the magician and the representation in this example. And then it has the upright and the reverse meanings. And I love that. Especially when I was going through like really practicing reversals. I like the keywords so that way I can create my own stories. Some people like the story so they can pull out keywords. So when guidebooks have both of those, I just absolutely love it. So I love how this is laid out. So we'll see this in the flip through, but there are 2 extra cards, and they are the same 2 extra cards that you have in the original Ethereal Visions Tarot. So if you're already familiar with them, then they are back in here again. Here we have the Minor Arcana. It explains just a little bit of information about how the Minor Arcana is set up. And then we are starting with the Suit of Cups. So it gives the element, astrological correlations, and then the direction, which is interesting. I have to go into my Book of Shadows and see if I correlate the directions the same way. What's interesting is that this starts off with the court cards. I believe the other guidebook did the same thing. So it's a little weird. It goes through all of the court cards first and then starts with the aces. I'd rather personally it just go in order, but you know, it is what it is. I like that they include the image of the card as well, but it's the same setup. It has the name, a flowery description, upright and reverse. The difference here is the cards are placed, they're not one page devoted to a card. It just kind of flows straight through, so the pages scatter based off of space, which means things like this happen where you have almost everything devoted on one page except for 2 lines here. I tend not to like that. I wish they had just made the font like just a tad smaller so that wouldn't happen, or made the image a little smaller. But again, not the end of the world. So like going through, you see that the same thing is true of the suit changes as well. So here is the beginning of Pentacles, but we still have that little bit here. Personal pet peeve. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you guys even care about that. I don't know why I care so heavily about how guidebooks are structured when I tend not to use them very often. But yeah, so this is how everything is laid out. And then we have here at the end just a really cool image. This is the 3 of Cups image. And then about the creator, so about Matt Hughes. Awesome guidebook, thick girl. I'm actually very, very pleased that they stepped up their guidebook game from the first deck. Of course, you know, it's not perfect, but it's one of my favorites, I think. So let's go ahead. We'll get this unwrapped and let's do our flip through. So that was the flip through. I noticed I haven't used the Ethereal Visions deck in quite a while, but I noticed the cards are almost exactly the same, except just people of color were added to some, or they were replaced with people of color. Also, because this is the Luna edition, the foiling is holographic instead of gilded, which makes for an interesting feel to some of the cards. It really, like, I'll do a comparison video if you guys want. Comment below, let me know if you want me to do a comparison flip through. But for example, the Wheel of Fortune stands out as something that seems darker almost. So it has more of a like shadow vibe to it versus Death has less foiling, I believe, than in the original. And the other one was completely gold. So it almost seemed like a statue, kind of, whereas this one seems much darker. So, of course, the Devil is something that's interesting. It kind of has the same exact vibe. Just, so some cards seem darker, and then others just seem like it's holographic versus being gilded. So the cardstock seems a little thinner than the one I had before. I'm not sure what year my other deck was printed. It was actually a gift, so I'm not sure how old it is. But obviously the cardstock changed, so this is a little thinner, but it's not the end of the world. So the back is lovely. You can see that it is a reversible, so if you like to fan out your decks, or you know, pick from the back, or whatever, however you do your tarot readings, they are reversible. So I enjoy that because I like to shuffle reversals into certain decks, and I like to not be able to know ahead of time that I'm about to pick up a reverse card. Let's see how well it overhands. It's a little chunky, but not too bad considering. I mean, it has the new deck chunk to it, but otherwise pretty regular. Let's see how it riffles and bridges. Oof. Bridges very well. I'm being a little bit of a klutz because my thumb is still a little achy. Let's test that out again. Beautiful bridge. So the cardstock's not so thick that I think it'll hold a major bend. The other deck that I have does hold a pretty nice bend because of the thickness of the cardstock, but this one not so much. So let's see how it fans. A little chunky, but like I said, it's a new deck, so that kind of happens. But I still quite like this. I've been waiting for this for a while, so I'm very excited. I can't wait to use it. If you want me to do a comparison flip through of this deck and the original Ethereal Visions deck, comment below and let me know. All right, so we're gonna go in and look at the Oracle deck, so don't go away. I'll be right back. All right, here is the accompanying Oracle deck. This is also by Matt Hughes, and you can also purchase this as well on USA Games. This retails for about $20 at the time of this recording, but of course you can always check out USA Games and see if they have any sales. So this box is same structure, it's just tinier because the deck is smaller. And I love that it still has these thumb holes, and then on the back we have two card examples, information about the deck and the publisher. So opening it up, simple box on the inside, both sides, pretty standard. Here we have the guidebook. It's actually, what's funny is it looks like the Ethereal Visions guidebook, but it's not fully colored, and the pages are matte. So let's just go ahead and open it up. We have our table of contents. This is actually really a short, straight to the point guidebook. We have the introduction, and then it says the Dreamscape card meanings, and then goes all straight into the cards. So it doesn't seem to have any spreads in it. Yeah, it goes straight into the cards. So I like that it has like a keyword or key phrase down at the bottom. You still have the full image over here, and of course the name, and then the more in-depth description of the card. Each card is devoted to one page, and it seems like, yeah, each card is devoted to one page. So that's awesome. And interesting that some have really long descriptions and some are like really short, like this one. But hey, let's go ahead and just get into the flip through. So one of the things I wanted to point out is I was wrong. They do have some spreads in the back. It just was not labeled in the table of contents. So maybe I skimmed over that. Oh, I skimmed over that. Okay. I got too excited to want to do the flip through. So the spreads are actually in the back, not the front. We have the 1 card Seeker, 2 card First Step, 3 card, so we just have the 3 card spread in here, which is the Seeker, First Step, and Outcome. Nice and simple, you know, nothing really to write home about in terms of the spreads in here. And then we have room for notes, which I always found curious. Do you ever use the notes section, guys? I don't, but there we go. Just wanted to add that in. I didn't point this out, but you can see that this deck is really tiny. This is only 32 cards. I kind of wish that it was double that. I feel like, you know, double the pleasure kind of thing. So the cardstock is reminiscent of the Luna edition. So thinner than the standard Ethereal Visions, but let's see. I mean, I feel like this is going to be a piece of cake. Yeah. And then even overhand, it's not bad. Woo. The back of the cards are reversible, so if you like to use reversals in your Oracle, you can do that. I personally do not, but I think that, you know, whatever works for you. I like that there is a healthy balance of like people and animals, and then like just animals. So we have here like the serpent, the octopus, the sun bear, the fawn, and then this is reminiscent of the Justice card. This is kind of reminiscent of like the Death card a little bit. This is very reminiscent of the Sun card to me. So there's a lot of correlation between the Oracle deck and the Tarot deck, as there should be, in my opinion. The interesting thing is this color scheme matches the Luna edition, but it still has that gold foiling. See if you can get that on camera a little bit. You can see that gold foiling instead of the holographic. And what's interesting about the gold foiling is sometimes it's just like the border of the card, and then other times it's incorporated into the card. So like here it's the scales of the koi fish. Here we have both border and incorporation, where the ropes that Death has around him is foiled. So it varies just like it does in the Tarot deck. All right, this was the flip through of the Ethereal Visions Tarot Luna Edition and the Dreamscape Oracle. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Tarot and the Oracle deck below. Do you have these? If so, how do you like to use them? How do you think they feel? Tell me a little bit about them. Otherwise, comment below which deck you really enjoyed. Do you enjoy the combination of these? And make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I will catch you in the next one. All right, bye guys.